So a little bio on myself is I basically came from a family, lived in Detroit, no money, no food, basically no clothes in terms of, stuff never really fit because it was always hand-me-down. So it was kind of a tough, childhood growing up, of which I never thought anything bad of it. It was what it was, and as a kid, you live with it. So crack house on one side, burnout house on the other. So I kind of just, crawled my way out of Detroit, is where I grew up in. I used to shoe shine in bars for money and give it to my family so we could buy groceries and things like that. And I loved it. I had a great time with it. I had freedom. I used to walk out to 8 Mile Road where that Eminem movie was made. And you see, hardships in life literally make you what you are. So as a kid, we didn't have a whole lot of food. So at the time it came out for me to get my first job, I'm thinking I'm either going to get a job in a grocery store or a restaurant. So I chose to get a job in a restaurant. It was a really great experience. I worked a lot of hours. I was around food all the time. I actually had the two things that I hadn't had as a kid growing up was actually food and money. So when I was working in the restaurant, I'm thinking, there's no way I'm leaving. I literally worked 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, saved all my money up. And then a landmark moment for me was simply when the owner of the restaurant asked me to be his partner at 17 years old. And that was just so flattering, and I felt so good about that because at that point in my life, you're just a kid. I mean, at 17 years old, for me to be actually own a restaurant, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's incredible. So when he did that, it really, really let me know that he believed in me and that he thought that I was special enough to be in his life and actually run a restaurant at 17 years old, 24 hours a day. That's a lot. What happened is when I sold the restaurants, I thought I was going to retire for the rest of my life, okay? But my mind kept going and going. I'm thinking, I can start a lawn business, right? So I started a lawn business, and within a few years, I was probably one of the largest residential lawn services in Michigan. We had thousands of accounts. So I'm running lawns and concrete and fertilizing and roofing. Where am I storing all this stuff? At a mini storage. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So I have all this stuff stored at a mini storage. So one day I'm thinking, why don't I do a mini storage? Because I literally could be my biggest customer if I just had all my businesses make payments to the entity that I would do the mini storage in. So that's how I got into the mini storage business. Persistence, patience, determination. You see, those are the things that make people successful. And if you do your business as a hobby, it will pay you as a hobby. If you do your business like it's a job, you will get paid like a job. So it's very important to understand that you have to be motivated and willing to get out there and pay the price, not have anybody looking after you, cracking the whip. You have to be your own motivator. You have to be your own person that says, get up and go, let's make this happen. We're here at a mini storage that means so much for me, I can't even tell you. See, this is the mini storage where I got my first inspiration to build my very first mini storage. In fact, this mini storage is owned by my brother Joe's best friend. The family's done very well in this mini storage. They've made nothing but money from this place for over 40 years. This place has been here for 40 years and probably been paid off for at least the last 20. Now, because of that, he is able to travel around the world and just have a fantastic time with his life because he's not chained down to this job right here. Fantastic. As we're going to show you, this mini storage here does so many things to make money, and we're going to get into all that just now. What do we have over here? We have propane sales. They started with one tank, got so busy with one tank, they actually had to have another tank delivered because they couldn't even get through one day with one full 1,000-gallon tank of propane. Now, how crazy is that? This place can make more money just with propane sales than some mini storages can actually make a smaller mini storage. Okay, what else do we see here? This is actually a dump station, and I challenge you to find another mini storage that actually has a dump station right here. You see, we're adding convenience, we're added value to the mini storage because now you're compelling people to come and want to store here. Now, if you have all the things necessary or a person needs for an RV, see, you can actually charge more. You can actually add more value to your mini storage because you have all the conveniences that make people want to come here. In addition to that, you can actually charge an increase or a premium on your spot to store. Let's see what else we have over here. Now, so you guys see an air hose. You know what I see? I see money. That air hose represents money. Why is that? You see, I tell you what, I literally wouldn't store at a mini storage if it didn't have an air hose because when you store a vehicle, what generally happens to your tires? Okay, your tires actually kind of go flat, and if you can't get air into your tire to pull it out of the spot, you're going to have a big problem here. You see, now we have another convenience, another thing that the average person wouldn't see.
Now, from an investor standpoint, they're literally pennies on the dollars, you guys. You know how much it costs to put the propane cells in there? I have one at my 12-mile store. It costs about $10,000 to do it, and the money it will generate, the convenience that it gives the customer. These are small investments that make on a bigger scale. It's value to your mini storage because now you're going to get a premium for your RV storage because you can charge more than everybody else because you're literally a one-stop shop. And you're going to make big money on your propane sale. They're going through thousands of gallons of propane sales here every week. Now, if you translate that into dollars, I mean, it literally translates into thousands of dollars. Now, why does it do it? You see, it doesn't cost the mini storage anymore to have that propane station there at all. You see, all the rent's covered, everything's paid, all your expenses are already being paid with that being there. You don't have to hire another manager, you don't have to hire another person, you don't have to get another location, you don't have to pay more rent, you don't have to do anything other than do what? Just have the sales. So if you think about it, your initial cost is covered, your manager's already here doing nothing anyways because there's not a whole lot to do in a mini storage once it's full. So now it gives added value for your manager to get out there and sell propane to the customers. It's almost like free labor. The only thing you have to cover is what? And that's called material cost or the propane. So if your propane is say 50% of what the propane sales is, everything else is covered, the rent's covered, the manager's covered, the labor's covered. You only have material costs for the propane, everything else is profit. I just love this mini storage. He does all the right things for all the right reasons. It's fantastic.